Okay, so this is a replay that I did of a game that I played earlier today. I was trying to go for a 3 Rex. Opening early marine aggression. Really, I was trying to get the train 5 Marines achievement uh, prior to that, or at this game, but I didn't quite do it. But I think it still served me well to do the 3 Rex. I tried to scout a lot earlier than I usually do, which pretty much saved my ass. A lot of what this game was me making lots of mistakes and recovering from them. This is yeah. So they are going largely for a Baneling Zergling rush, which almost eliminated me several times. If they had a few less Banes and more Zerglings, they probably could have done the trick. I totally didn't see that observer up there. I could have easily gotten a free kill there. There's the Banelings totally destroying my Marines. So yeah, there they go. They totally bust through my base and almost successfully eliminate just one Marine. I just barely made it through with this one Marine. I think I may have lost one SCV through that whole push. So we're both sort of going for early aggression, and it's just all about getting like a foothold on each other's base. They expanded a lot quicker than I did, so I was at an economic disadvantage through most of it, but the supply depot wall that I put, I think, was fairly crucial for maintaining that ramp. And then here's my first push. It's like a good collection of Marines, tanks, and medics. Yeah, I totally didn't see that at all. But look, oh yeah, you didn't see that, but they totally obliterated that with the Banelings, like just immediately, like no problem. But I just do it again. I think like this is what was most interesting for me about this game was like the fact that I kept failing and kept failing, but yeah. So here it comes again, the same sort of thing, same unit composition, a handful of Marines, one tank, and some medic, and then I'm just constantly pumping out Marines. And there they go, tons and tons of Banelings, and those Banelings are far more expensive than what it costs. And yeah, look at that, they bust the Banelings in my base. It was like a race to get to it. But look, they like do this awkward thing where they attack my engineering bay, and they didn't go for my SCVs, and they made some changelings, which I immediately saw, of course. But yeah, also thinking of making just a couple Vikings is really important too, just because just against TvZ late game for Zerg is, you know, lots of air. You know, they want to get to those broodlords, and although Vikings might not always be what you need. So here's my army. It's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this. But no, here comes, yeah. And like, I had a missile turret up there, and I didn't even pull him back to that. So it's just like I try to grab this foothold, and then Banelings. And like, I have a Banshee, but I don't even use it right. But building that bunker, I feel like getting that front thing just sort of stressed him out. I pushed him in the corner, and I essentially had map control. I did have map control. I didn't do it as well as I ought to have in terms of scouting it and making sure they didn't have expos. I think later they grab a expo to the top right, and I never see it the entire time. There we go. Another crazy attack that I barely fend off. If I hadn't forgotten to not drop my mules, but I did forget that, but it was my advantage because I had all that scans. So there you go. They've got like, they make these mutilisks, but I have anti-air. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, there you go. I lose my foothold and have to run away again. I have to run our way home. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not spending very well, but yeah, I've got my Marines fully upgraded. I've always got a couple tanks. Just like, I think it's really important to, in late game, not allow yourself to just mass one unit. I think that's like a lot of people, at least that I play against and with, they like once it hits like the 30 minute mark, because we're at 30 minutes now, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna mass Thors, I'm just gonna mass BCs, I'm just gonna mass this one unit, thinking, I don't know, I feel like trying to simplify the game in a way that, like, it doesn't make sense. I think that having, you know, what they call like a murder ball of like all sorts of different types of killing machines is really important. You know, I took those expos, you know, like, I'm slowly taking the economic lead, but like, check that out, like, and I'm like running my, there you go, that's what I was saying earlier. They run the Lings in, but they're attacking the engineering bay. That's like, I think that was like one of their most questionable moves, was that they just ran the Lings in, which was good for them, but they didn't use it. I think I do this sometimes too, where I will attempt to breach their hold, and then I do it, and then I don't really take advantage of it. And then here we go. I finally was able to respond and get a foothold. And once I had that siege tank thing, I was able to GG.